Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm running the Drukhari. You've seen the first report, so you know that it's a mix of Blackheart, Cabalites with mercenary support, Mandrakes, Incubi, Drazar, all the good stuff, backed up by a load of Curseblade Witches. I love Curseblade Witches. 2 big Witch packs, Reavers, Hellions, Heat Lancers on the Reavers, and a big fat Tantalus with the Blackheart Patrol in heavy support. I think in the last game we showed that we kill power armor, we kill marines really nicely, and this is an interesting game just because the map itself, the missions for the scouring, the objectives are really quite clustered together, right? Very closely organised. It's going to push us right into the middle. Looking at the Blood Angels, I can hurt anything in that army. I can go through power armor. I can go through 2 Wing Marines, no problem. They can hurt me real hard as well. So it's going to be all about who goes into who, where, and when. It's going to be about playing the objectives game very carefully. It's quite a tough mission to score the primary on, and it's going to be making sure that I pick a secondary game that doesn't leave me giving away units and giving away kills too easily whilst still trying to score quite high on the secondary. So I think it should be a really interesting game. I've got to use my speed and my mobility. I've got to make sure I pick the fights on my terms, but I've got the tools and the weapons to cut through Space Marines and hopefully put a big dent in these shiny boys. So we'll see how it goes.
Right guys, we are back with the Blood Angels. It's going to be a very different game today. You can check out the previous game against Nith and his Iron Warriors list, which was a real unique list. It was a great game. Obviously the list today is the same. We're playing against Drukhari today, which is going to be a completely different matchup. I expect it to be much more aggressive, and it's going to be a bit of a bloodbath. The mission we're playing today packs in the objectives quite tightly, so it's certainly going to give an interesting game. The list is the same. You can catch that in the description from the previous game, and down in the comments it'll be linked as well. We've got a battalion detachment headed up by a chapter master with a relic blade. We also have a sanguinary priest with a jump pack and a librarian with a jump pack. The troops are 2 lots of incursors and a unit of 6 assault intercessors, all with chainswords and pistols. The elites are going to be the blade guard, the 2 units of 7 sanguinary guard, and the unit of Death Company, which is sort of the ball of death with the thunder hammers, which hopefully against the Drukhari can pop a few transports and get in early doors. We've got the 3 multi-melter attack bikes, the 3 eradicators, and the whirlwind, which hopefully will sit at the back and get some incidental fire off. I think the main focus on today's match will be, as always with Drukhari, popping the transports, getting that early game movement that they're famous for at the moment, you know, taking that away from them as much as possible, screening out fairly well, and playing the mission basically. So I think we'll see how we get on. It's certainly going to be an interesting one. Hi guys, welcome back to the Twisted Dice mini tournament. I'm James.
And I'm Tom.
And we are here today for battle number 6. It's the Blood Angels versus the Drukhari. We are playing the mission 23, the Scouring.
Yep.
There's 5 objectives in the centre of the board, very close together. It's going to be a bloodbath.
A stone's throw from one another.
We have the small sort of boxy deployment, so it's going to be a tight squeeze as well,
yes.
I think.
Yeah, I'm just working out how to fit this horde into the deployment.
Yeah,
so.
definitely. So it should be an interesting one. There's definitely going to be carnage in the middle of the battlefield, that's for sure.
Absolutely will, yeah.
We've got a couple of terrain features here, so as you can see, the trees. So there'll be dents and they're -1 to shoot through unless you're in them. And the buildings we're going to play as obscuring. Obviously there are windows on, so it'd be true line of sight if you're touching, shoot through and be shot at. But it's a pretty symmetrical looking board, and a very symmetrical matchup. So it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, very much so.
Right, so secondaries today. I've gone for engage on all fronts. I've also gone for the new scramblers, this Retrieve Octarius Data, I think it's called. And obviously the Marine Classic Oath of Moment.
The dream.
The objectives are so close together that, you know, we're going to be in and amongst them. So the thought process behind it is we're both quick armies. You know, I can pick up and redeploy. I'm sure you've got some shenanigans as well.
I have plenty of ways of doing that.
So we can score the quarters, we can score the objectives. So I think it's going to be who can do it better in this matchup from the secondaries. But over to you, Tom, with yours.
Yeah, very much so. So I've gone Retrieve Octarius Data as well. This list was kind of set up with that new secondary in mind. So I'll be trying to get in the corners and trying to retrieve servo skulls, I think is what they say. That's what they say you're doing now. I don't know why I want servo skulls, but I'll get them. Don't you worry, I'm going to get them. I've gone Stranglehold, which is an interesting one. I like Stranglehold on maps where there are 3 of 5 objectives easily in reach. against the Blood Angels. We'll soon find out how clever that is. And I've gone for no prisoners because that hurts Marines a bit more now that it's total tally of wounds. So I'm looking at the Marines here thinking, I've got to get through them anyway. I might as well get points for taking as many wounds off the Marines as I possibly can. We've talked secondaries. We are now ready to roll off for deployment.
Yep. I've got red dice.
James got a red dice for his red army. I've got a big dice because I'm compensating for something. And we will roll off. Here we go.
A 3?
Yes, a 5. So 5, so I get to put something down first. In terms of reserves and transports, we've got Witches in a Raider, Witches in another Raider, Trueborn in another Raider, and we will have Drukhari with one pack of Witches and the Succubus with the other pack of Witches. Hello, we are deployed. We've gone cagey. We've set up behind lots of buildings. I don't think either of us wants to stick our heads out first, but we're about to find out who's going to do that.
I'd really rather not do that.
Rolling off for the privilege of stepping out into the firing lanes.
Yep. I'm going with the red dice again.
I'm going with big dice. So let me down big dice.
Here we go. I've rolled a 6.
Oh, I've rolled a 4.
Not sure how I feel about that.
Thank you.
Really unsure.
Right, that takes us to Blood Angels turn 1.
Let the carnage begin.
Here we go.
Oh, we got bump. Here we go.
Good luck.
Little
the
bump.
people's elbow of good luck. There we go.
Right. We are back after the Blood Angels limited movement phase, but long one. Didn't go very far, but it took a while to figure it out.
Yeah.
What I've done is the troops are pushed forward. I'm not keen on losing my troops, obviously, for the OBSEC. I do have ways of giving other units OBSEC with the Librarians, Warlord trait, rights of War. So, I'm sort of offering cheaper units to the forefront whilst keeping the expensive counterpunch behind the corner, knowing that it then gives you the choice of how far do you push up and can I then reach out to repunch. So I've pushed the multi-melters up, both the bikes and the eradicators. Nothing was in range at the start, so I need to get them into an area where they could be in range. Obviously it puts them at a threat, but it's the type of game we're playing. You have to try and weather the storm and then punch back. So everything's just pushed forward at the back behind the building to keep safe, and obviously the whirlwind stayed where it is.
Yeah.
So that's the movement phase.
Yeah. So some psychic powers now.
Right, so psychic phase. I'm going to cast Veil of Time from the Librarian just behind these ruins here, within 18 inches of the Intercessors. They're sort of the most forward pushed up unit, so I feel like sticking a little fight first on them couldn't do any harm if they charged, because they are in range. So that goes off on a 6. On a 5.
Has he got any +1 to cast or anything?
No, he doesn't get a +1 to cast. I'm going to let it slide. I don't want to spend the CP on that too early. It's not an essential power. Yeah. The next one is the Psychic Fortress, which is an aura for a 5-up invul, and that goes off on a 6 as well. So I will save any CP for that because that's an important one.
Lovely.
That goes off on a 6. So Psychic Fortress is off. So there's a bubble of invul.
Big bubble.
So hopefully that'll help with the Eradicators and the Blade Guard just sort of poking around the corner.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Right. What have we got next?
Guns.
I don't think I can hit you with anything.
It just depends what.
I think it's just the
whirlwind.
whirlwind.
It just depends if anything can sort of snaffle a. The whirlwind, obviously, the whirlwind absolutely
nothing can hit, because I think they're 24 inches. I don't think they can draw a line of sight on them anyway. No, they can't.
Okay.
Because it'll be true line of sight over this block, won't it?
Yeah. So that's actually quite.
It's quite tall, so I can't see. I think they're actually hidden behind anyway. Yeah, they are. Right. So it's just the whirlwind to shoot, which can touch anything.
Wonderful. So how do you want to use this?
Let's have a little look. So advance and charges turn 2.
That's correct.
These guys here. Who are these guys here?
So these are mandrakes. So in terms of my secondary game, I can take them off the board and then they can pop back down. So they're very important to me in terms of Octarius data and that stuff. They're a natural -1 to hit, and they have a 5-up invuln, so they're a bit spiky. But they don't like artillery fire. No. None of my stuff does really. Likewise, the Cabalites are obviously just cheap obsec. So again, they're my action action sort of monkeys, as it were, and then everything else is very much coming to kill and to fight and to do things.
Yeah, so these guys are fairly combat.
Yeah, so they're very melee oriented. They've got some guns, but they're very melee oriented.
Because my only theory was the fight last strat. I could just make it so that it's a bit less of a prospect to charge them. So they're going 14. You said.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I don't see them getting in this turn.
Yeah, so
I certainly wasn't thinking
to get
that.
into the Incursors. They'd need a 9 from there.
Yeah, which is quite a long way.
And to
but
get
you
into
could
the
you could
Intercessors,
make them
they'd
fight
need a
last to be
12.
safe if you wanted. But that's quite a nice way of playing it. Does that strat have any other effects on them? It means they can't like set to defend and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Don't
just
remember the
the
ins and outs of
suppression
it.
fire. Yeah. It's set to defend and something else. Right, so had a bit of deliberation. The only thing that could reach out and touch anything from the shooting phase is the whirlwind, obviously.
Yep.
So the whirlwind is going to fire into the Hellions over here. It's going to use 1 CP strat for suppression fire, which means that they will be fighting last should they charge, because they are in range. It's a long charge, but it then sort of negates that possibility.
Yeah.
So it's a unit of 8, so it will be minimum 3. It's 2d6 shots. So let's have a little whirl.
That's a 6
Right,
shots.
so we get 6 shots. Lovely. 2, 4, 6. We're hitting on 3s, and it is strength 6. So we drop 2.
Then wounding on 3s as well.
And wounding on 3. So suppression fire has gone off because I scored a hit. So
Yeah, absolutely right.
wounding on 3s. They
All
all wound. It's -1 damage because it's the first
So
doctor in.
that makes these 6-ups. And I fail them all, so that is 2 Hellions dropped.
Nice. So not a bad return to start
Not
with.
at all, no.
And especially with suppression fire going on, it's nice to chip a couple of early models off.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so that's the end of the Blood Angels' first turn. Just very small movement, a bit of shooting. The Blade Guard over here have done the old retrieve Octarius data for the Servo Skull.
Yeah.
And engage on all fronts isn't at the moment. I haven't quite got there. And the other secondary Oath of Moment is scored at the end of the battle round, so we'll see what's left alive in the middle.
Yeah, they've got to stay alive.
There, yeah.
Yeah.
So over to Drukhari, turn 1.
Lovely. Hi guys, welcome back. We've just had the Drukhari movement. I am matching the Blood Angels in being really, really cagey and cautious. We've kind of nudged out onto some objectives to try and start scoring. I'm going after some Incursors in the middle, and I'm hopefully lining up some shots on some Eradicators as well. So we'll see how this goes. I couldn't get quite everything I would have hoped to get, but it's all about how this first turn of shooting goes as to whether I can eke some points out. So I'm going to start with the Tantalus, which is advanced, firing its big Tantalus guns at the Incursors here.
Yeah, that's fine. What's the minus on those?
So the minus on those is -3.
-3, right, okay.
2 damage.
Yeah, so I think I'll spend the CP to transhuman them.
Okay.
I think they're a bit more fragile. The Eradicators are touching cover, so if you shoot at them, they'll get a bit more survivable. So
Yeah.
I think I'll spend the CP on transhuman there.
Lovely. Okay. So I will. This is what I will use Agents of Vect on. I'll always Agents of Vect transhuman because
Yeah.
it's the one that comes up all
Yeah,
game
it's
every
going to
game.
happen turn 1. No matter
That's it. So get that over and done with. So that will be costing him 1 more CP every time going forward. So lovely stratagem. Now Tantalus has 12 shots, but it's advanced, so it's hitting on 4s. It's got 1 reroll being Black Heart. Let's see how it gets on. Not bad. To be
Not
fair.
bad at all.
That's quite a lot of hits. Loads of hits. In fact, 1 reroll does
Lovely,
hit.
look at that.
Lots and lots of hits, but now needing 4s to wound thanks to transhuman. So I need to not whip on this. Okay, that's quite good.
Yeah, that looks good.
So that is 6. Sorry.
That's all right.
So 6 wounds at
Yep.
AP3.
AP3, so they're going to get a 6-up save.
Yes.
So there are a couple that I need to make here. So
Come on.
I've only made the 1, so that is...
That would be the squad.
That would be the squad. I mean, there's quite a lot of incidental other fire coming
That's
in
the
from
thing,
places.
yeah. There probably is other small guns.
I think I'm not going to spend the CP to try and re-roll one, especially on a 6. There's a lot of incidental fire, so I think we'll call it a day on the Incursors.
Okay. So the Tantalus does what the Tantalus likes to do, which is melt some power armor. Okay.
They're gone, so I'll remove them at the end of the turn.
No
That's right,
worries. That's absolutely fine. So we will then go to this raider over here. Doesn't actually have an awful lot going on. Just trying to see if he can actually see. He can see through the trees to the attack bites from his sail, but he will be at a -1 to hit. So he's just going to fling a Dark Lance at him. That's
cool.
the only thing he can do. hitting on a 4. Blackheart re-roll. Still misses, so nothing doing from the Dark Lance on that side. The Raider on this side, I think, is going to do the same thing, fire at the same attack bikes. Yep. So, where is the same priest?
Yeah, he's over. Oh, he's over this side.
I might be able to get them back up in a minute. I forgot that happens. Oh well. Well, we will. I think that's probably still the right thing to do. What's the leadership on attack bike?
That is a very good question. I'll find out for you.
Lance, go first. That hits. This will wound on a 3. That is a wound.
The leadership is 7.
Okay, wonderful.
Just point on top of the character's head to where it's going to be firing to.
So this Raider firing at these bikers.
Yeah.
So that is a wound. That is AP4, the Dark.
So they don't get a save on that.
Okay, so it's D3 plus 3 for 4 damage.
So that is 1 gone.
That picks up 1 bike. Okay, and then the thingamajiggy. What is it?
Grenade.
Phantasm grenade launcher. There we go. D3 shots, 3 shots, hitting on 3s. Hits twice, uses his reroll, still misses. That happens. Got to beat 7 here. That's 1 mortal wound.
Cool, okay.
And that is not a second one. So 1 mortal wound on top.
That's
so the next one is wounded.
So 1's popped and 1's down to 3 wounds.
Yeah, wonderful. Yep. And then, do I want to... Hi guys, going back to the shooting, we're moving over just to this far right side where the Raider and the Trueborn are going to go after the Eradicators on this flank. So the Raider's going to go first. He's got his Phantasm grenade launcher and...
Just touch the tops again, mate.
Oh, sorry, yeah. In fact, I won't go with the Raider first. I'll go with the Trueborn first because they're in the vehicle. Trueborn will go at these guys, firing their Phantasm and their Blasters and their Dark Lance and their Poison. They're not going to be in rapid fire range.
Yep.
Cool. So to start this off, we will do the Dark Lance. Who hits? He'll wound on a 3. Does not wound. Going to burn a CP on a reroll.
Yeah, that's fine.
Still doesn't do it. Okay. And then I'm down to 9 CP now.
Yep.
And then 2 Blasters. Both hit.
Yep.
Looking for 3s. 1 wound only.
Yep.
This will go to a 6 because you're in 2 up cover, aren't you?
Yes, I am, yep. So it's a 6 to save 1. No, they do get a 6 up, feel no pain.
They
so what's
do.
the
So
damage
the damage here is 3.
Okay.
So on a 6 you can live. And he does.
So
lovely.
there's 1 on 1 wound.
Very nice. So then we've got the poison.
Yep.
Which hits with everything. These are very accurate boys. Wounding on 4s. 2 wounds, but it's on. I need 1s for this to work. Damn.
Okay, so he's lived.
And then the Phantasm fires 1 shot, hits, and needs to beat a 7. Here we go.
It's an 8, leadership 8.
Needs to be an 8 here. Okay. Doesn't do it, so nothing from them. And then the Raider is going to do the same thing. So he will fire his Phantasm first, and then he will go with the Dark Lance. I'm hoping I can plink 1 off. So Raider firing at the Eradicators.
Yep.
So D3 shots, 3 shots.
Nice.
Hitting on 3s. All hit. Here we go. Come on, let's get this guy. Let's get it. Here we go. Come on. No. No. There is a mortal wound.
Go through,
You've still got your feel no pain.
Yeah, so I get a 6 up, feel no pain. So can we get lucky?
We
can.
You're killing me, man.
Here we go.
Then Dark Lance him. Hits. It's not going to wound. Doesn't wound. Oh. So the Eradicators just took an absolute battering there, but are absolutely okay. All right. So I'm pretty confident that's the end of my shooting.
Yep.
So in terms of scoring, I have done 1 Octarius data over here with the Cabalites. I have scored Stranglehold. And I've hopefully stopped over the movement scoring this turn.
Yeah, I'll get 1.
You will get 1 for not falling back.
But other than that, yeah, it's not in the centre.
The centre hasn't happened. And then I can't remember what my other one was.
Engage. Did you have engage?
No, I don't think so. Oh, it was killing stuff. So I think I'll get 1.
Oh, yes,
I'll be on one point so far, having done 16 wounds total once you add the Erads in. So I'm on 1 for that.
Cool.
Lovely.
Right, so there's the Blood Angels movement phase. We've had to move a building out of the way because we're going for it.
It's go time, people.
Yeah, I think I have to bank on the fact that I'm going to kill some of the raiders, because if I kill him and then there's nothing there to slap the stuff that came from the inside of the raiders. I'm going to be in a big problem.
Yeah.
So I think that's the gamble that you take. I have left a unit at Death Company behind just because they were slightly further away and the charge was a bit longer.
Yeah.
So I think I have to go with my most likely charges. The multi-motor attack bikes are push around this way just in the hope that they may stay alive, but I doubt it. Everything this side is pushed up. In the command phase, we put this Sanguinary Guard unit into Assault Doctrine.
Yep.
We also, at the end of the movement phase, healed up the Eradicator that was there. And Chapter Master rerolls have gone on to the Eradicators as well. So that is the summary of the movement phase. So into the shooting phase we're going to go.
Your psychic powers, man.
Psychic phase, sorry. Yeah, we'll get that.
You're going to want those.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need those. So I think what we're going to do for Psychic phase is we're definitely going to go Psychic Fortress. Null Zone's not really important because I'm still not quite in range to take away any invulns. And Veil of Time. So if your fight first shenanigans can't be activated on.
No, so the only fight first is the Incubi over here with Drazar and the Archon. So nothing on that side is likely to be able to do anything like that. Right,
okay, perfect. So in that case, what I think I'll do is I could put Veil of Time on these guys here. They charge in, they have the fight first, but the Sanguinary Guard goes. So if I activate the Sanguinary Guard first, it's much of a muchness, really. It's not going to matter too much. What we do is Psychic Fortress first. So that goes off on a 6. That's a 5, so I am going to re-roll that because Veil of Time isn't as important to me.
That goes off.
That goes off on a 7. So we will pop Veil of Time. It's 18 inches. I'll pop Veil of Time onto the Sanguinary Guard that are going in as well, just to make sure. So, and that goes off as well.
Lovely.
In terms of the shooting phase, so for shooting, we've got a bit of incidental fire. The main source is the multi-melters.
Yes.
So I think what we'll do first is go this side with the multi-melter attack bikes.
Yep.
So they get 2 shots. They get 2 shots each.
And they are going at the Tantalus.
And they're going to go at the Tantalus, yeah.
So I think the temptation here is to lightning fast the Tantalus just to get that -1 out early.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
I shall spend a CP to make it -1 to hit. These guys have full rerolls anyway, don't they?
These guys don't. No, it's the Eradicators
the
that have full.
Erads
Yeah, because the Chapter Master's over there.
Yeah,
so
no worries.
Is that you still want to go with the?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely
okay,
fine.
cool.
Yeah, in fact, probably makes it better. So,
yeah, that's fine. So there's 4 shots going on 4s. So 2 go through.
Okay.
So it does pay off 1 there.
Yep.
It is Strength 8 and your T.
Toughness 7.
Toughness 7. Okay.
There
so
is
you get
a wound. So this is a 5-up in guys. Doesn't make it.
Okay, fine. So and we are in half range, so it's D6 plus 2.
D6 plus 2, yeah.
So
5
goes through.
Cool, that leaves the Tantalus on 13 wounds remaining.
Lovely, okay. Whilst we're over this side, the Sanguinary Guard can see down. Is it the Cabalites that are just down there?
Yeah, there's some Cabalites hugging the building there.
They've got an 18-inch range, so I will just triple check how many of them are in. So the front guy is... So it's these 4 here are in range.
Ouch.
I don't think that guy's going to be in range. No, he's not. So it's 4 of them are in range.
Lovely, okay.
So they get two shots each. 8. They're hitting on 3s. Right, so drop 4.
You'll be winning on 3s as well.
Yep. Oh, look at
goodness
that.
gracious.
1, 2, 2, another 2. Excellent news. Right, well, that's that sorted.
Guys. I'm building to stay alive. The Cabalite way.
Yeah, so
oh, man.
That's that done, that side.
That should have torn them a whole new...
Yeah, unbelievable.
Right, okay.
So I think the next stage is to go to the main event over this side, which are the Eradicators.
Yes.
So I'll select the same target.
Yep, the Raider on this side.
For their double shots.
Yep.
So they get 6 shots each.
You just tap on the top spot.
Yeah, sorry, so the Eradicators here are going into this Raider here. They do have full Chapter Master rerolls.
Yeah, and I have no way of mitigating these.
Yeah, so they're going to hit on 3s. So I've dropped 2, but I can re-roll for Chapter Master. Always the way. I've dropped 2 again. Unbelievable. So it's Strength 8 going into
it'd be 3s to win.
3s, yeah. So, look at this. So I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll one of them. So if you could take me down a CP, please.
Yeah.
CP, please, Darren. Don't worry, I failed it anyway.
Oh, good grief. So that is a single wound
Just
from the
one
whole
goes through.
Eradicator pack. So I need a 5 up here, guys. I don't get it. It does go through.
Right, so it'll be D6 plus 2 for half range.
4 damage.
For 4 damage,
Puts
right.
the raider on 6 remaining.
Right, so that was a very unsuccessful multi-melter shooting phase. I think my only option now is there's a lot of incidental heavy bolt pistols and assault sort of Angelus bolt guns.
Yeah.
The only things that are in range are the 2 raiders, and I think the one that's wounded I'm going to put all of it into just to see, because if it pops it, you could get lucky. So all of the Sanguinary Guard are in range. They are in range of the Warlord, so they will be hitting on 2s because that's a special ability. So they get 2 each. So there's 7 of them. So it'd be 14 shots. We'll go with them first. So it's the Sanguinary Guard here going into this raid around the side.
Yeah. And you're in range for rerolls from the Chapter Master.
12, 13, and 14. Excellent. So this is hitting on 2s. I get to re-roll 1s because of the Chapter Master, so I drop those 3 there, scoot them out the way. So I convert those 2 and drop that one.
Lovely.
They are strength 4.
So you're winning on 5s.
So winning on 5s. So it's just the 1. Look at that.
Right, one
goes through, so I'll move them out of the way for you. Yeah.
He does make the 5 up as well.
The Assault Intercessors also have heavy bolt pistols, which are 18-inch range, so
yes,
they get 1 a pop, so there's 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And are they? Would you say they're firing through the trees?
Yes, they are definitely firing through the trees. So there'll be a -1. They can re-roll 1s because of the 9-inch order.
Absolutely,
so
they can. Yeah.
they get into that. So here we go, hitting on 4s. So
they are
that's
feeling
not
very,
bad.
very
so they're
accurate.
feeling quite aggressive. So I've dropped 1 there.
Nice.
And it will be 5s. So I've converted another wound. Yep.
And he saves it
Nice,
again.
saves that. And last but not least, the Blade Guard veterans. So there's 4 of them, so I might as well just fire the incidental in. So 2 of those. And 1 wound.
Doesn't save that one, so he's on... How much damage are those pistols?
1.
So he's on 5.
Cool. We're just left now with the Whirlwind. I'm pretty sure everything else is shot that can shoot. The Incursors aren't going to do any damage to those, so we'll just we'll go straight into the Whirlwind. So I think what the Whirlwind's going to do is he's going to shoot the Reaver bikes over here.
Oh, very nice.
I will use the suppression fire strat to stop the fight first ability, so they fight
really
last.
Nice, really nice.
So how many of the bikes are there?
There are 9, so that'll be a 3
so
minimum
minimum
again.
3, so it's 2d6. Hopefully I don't need the minimum 3.
That's 8
so
shots,
that's
looks
8
good.
shots. So 8 shots going in at 3s. So I have hit, so suppression fire does go off. There's no re-rolls. And it is strength 6. So
that will be 5 wounds.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, very nice. So these are no AP now on
There's
this.
no AP now
so
on this.
These are Reavers of 4 up saves. So 4s. Save 2, you kill 1, and 1 is wounded.
Nice.
Take you, we can take you. Absolutely. Okay.
So that's the shooting phase finished. We'll go into the charge phase in just a moment whilst I measure out some distances and figure out what's going where. Right guys, moving into the charge phase. So after an unsuccessful shooting phase, I've realised that I'm going to have to do a lot of charging whether I like it or not.
Yep.
Try and get onto some objectives, score some points and bash some stuff up in general really. Not the way I wanted to open the transports, but nonetheless, here we are.
Yes.
So what we'll do first is we'll go with the Blade Guard. So the Blade Guard here in the middle, we're going to charge this raider here.
Sure thing.
So I think they're going to need a 7-inch charge because I get a +1 to... so I get a +1 to charge. So they're going to need a 7. So they're going to go in.
They are in.
They are in. So the Blade Guard have gone in. My next charge... I'm going to go over to the Assault Intercessors on the far side of the board. Now, the thinking here is if they can make the longer charge to the raider, they can score engage, they can be on the objective.
Yeah.
They might chip the wounds off.
They may well. They may
have quite a few attacks. And then I can make a choice on the Sandguard and, where we're going into then. So I think what we said was it was a 8-inch charge with my +1, but I will just double measure it. Charging through here is a minus, is it?
-2.
Yeah, it is,
yeah.
So
is that what it is? Is it difficult terrain? Are we playing it?
You've got the little book.
Yeah, I'll check because
check,
it depends if it's the same as like a crater or something, doesn't it? I never know with all of these other
Shoot.
terrain features.
Paused, I can...
Yeah, no worries. So woods, difficult ground. which is the -2 when making move, advance, or charge. Yeah.
Right. Okay, that's fine. So he is. Let's have a quick
You've
look.
got at least one lad who can go round it, haven't you?
I've got one lad who could go round it, yeah, but he'd have to go.
It's quite a way.
Yeah, it's quite a way. So if he goes through, so this front lad from his base is 9.5 away from there.
Sure.
So he needs a 10 to get in.
Yep.
I get a
But
+1,
then
so
he
it's a
needs a
9,
nine,
so
yeah.
it's an 11. So it's an 11 with the -2 and my +1.
Ouch. Okay.
So we'll go with that first because it doesn't matter if it
Yeah,
fails because
yeah,
we're
yeah,
over
yeah.
the Sandguard anyway.
Sure thing.
Okay, that's fine. Right, so we're going to go with the Assault Intercessor. So it's -2 to charge through the woods. I get a +1 to charge. So they need an 11. I'm going to go with them first because it means that I can redirect the Sandguard if needs be.
Yeah.
So the Assault Intercessors here going into the Raider here. Needing an 11. Pray to the dice gods. We were not answered. We were not answered. So I'm not going to spend the CP to re-roll that. I'm just going to go straight in with the Sandguard, which need a much shorter charge. I think it's only a 6-inch.
Yes.
So they're going to go into the same Raider.
That is
So
it.
they're in.
Yep.
And the only last decision I have is this Sanguinary Guard unit here.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to charge with them, because the Tantalus is here, it's full of lots of juicy stuff. However,
is.
Overwatch is a problem.
Yeah.
Obviously, I put the suppression fire into the bikes thinking they're going to become flying forward anyway.
Yeah.
So I feel that coming over is too far to get to the Raider, so it has to be the Tantalus, or it could be this Raider here, but I think the Blade Guard are going to do enough in this point. There's nothing else in range, so I'm going to send them into the Tantalus.
Let's
I'm
do
going
it.
for it, we're here.
I'm going to Overwatch with the Tantalus
that's
just
fine.
because I want to shoot
So-
it at least once more
Yeah, that's
before
absolutely
it
fine.
snuffs it.
So they're going to need an 8 to get into the Tantalus because it
Lovely.
moves to the hole, so...
We're looking for 6s here. We get 1. I don't think the Blackheart reroll would apply in Overwatch.
I'm not sure, yeah.
I don't know, so I'll let it be. And it's going to wound on a 2.
Drop some comments down below.
Does wound, yeah, let us know. Does the Blackheart reroll count in Overwatch?
Yeah.
That is 1 wound AP 3.
So they get a 2-up save native.
That's a 5-up,
So
yeah.
it's a 5-up. He does not make it, so there's 1 gone at least. There is 1 down.
Dead Sanguinary Guard.
So we're nicking from the back. It does take away a fair few attacks, to be fair,
Yeah,
if I
to be
make
fair,
the charge.
they all hurt, yeah.
So they're going to need an 8.
They are
and
in
they are
all
in-
day
they're in
long
very
with an 11,
big.
a huge 11.
So they're in. So that's all the charges. I will... The only other one is my Chapter Master, because I don't really want him... He was following them in to the fray.
Yes.
So...
Yeah, do you want to move your Sandguard and
Yeah,
see,
we'll move
see
the
what
Sandguard.
the
We'll
situation
come
is?
back to that situation.
Wonderful.
Right, so the last charge is the Chapter Master here. He's coming into this Raider with the Blade Guard. He needs a 7.
Yeah. He is in.
He is in, excellent. So that's the charge phase wrapped up. We'll push him in. And the charge phase is over. So at least that went a bit more successfully than the shooting phase. So in terms of combat, just remind me of the Tantalus.
The,
It's
the
fairly
Tantalus
swingy,
is
yeah.
the only thing
Yeah.
that could hurt you now.
Okay, right.
And it's good enough that I'd be tempted to interrupt just because
Yeah.
it's got power from pain, so
Yeah.
in its black heart, so it thinks it's in round 3,
Yeah.
which means it's hitting on 3s in combat now.
Okay, yeah.
So it's hitting on 3s, coming in at strength 7, AP 2, 2 damage.
Right, okay, yeah.
So it can kill Sandguard. So
Yeah, I
that's
can.
where
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
start.
Yeah,
I
so the
wouldn't- I
start is
wouldn't
going to
let that
be
swing.
the Sandguard into the Tantalus.
Yeah,
here.
no worries at
So they get 3 attacks each, base.
Am
And
I
there
gonna-
are
I think
6
I
of them.
will probably lightning fast it
Yeah.
again. Change the tune. Do the Eldar thing and just lightning fast my whole way through the game. So I shall make the -1.
5 and 6. Perfect. So they're on 4s. We ready, Darren?
Yeah, go.
Right, so the Sanguinary Guard here into the Tantalus. They're hitting on 4s because we played lightning fast. So let's see how we get on.
Okay.
Fairly average, I think. Fairly average. So the Tantalus is T7, is it?
That's correct, yeah.
Right, so I'm strength 6, but I get a +1 to
It's
wound.
4s to wound.
So it's 4s to wound. So that looks fairly
Pretty healthy.
good. Yeah, it looks pretty healthy, to be fair. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds.
AP lots, isn't it?
It's minus 3.
So -3. I'm pretty sure that the Tantalus at this stage will only have its 6 up because it goes to a 4 up in the next phase.
Yep.
So I need 6s here. Makes 1.
It's 2 damage a pop.
So it takes a flat 10, which leaves it on 3 wounds left.
Excellent.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. But it is still standing.
It's still there.
Which is actually in some ways better for you, because it means stuff doesn't fall on the objective.
That is very true.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So for primary scoring, that's quite nice.
Almost thank you for killing that one guy in Overwatch.
Yeah. Damn it.
So, would you like to interrupt?
No, I don't think it matters at this point. These raiders are toast.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So we'll start with the Sangard over this side. I do need to pile them in, as I haven't actually piled them in, so I'll do that quickly. So we're going with this Sanguinary Guard unit here into this raider. They get 3 attacks each. They do get reroll 1s because the Chapter Master's within, and the Heirs of Askelion rule, which is they get a +1 to hit in combat. Really nice. We'll go in there. So there are 7 of them, so they get 3 attacks base. Yeah, so something we forgot over here was they get 3 attacks base. However, I didn't add in the Shock Assault for the +1 angry charging. And Tom's very kindly said that we can go back and roll it. So there are 6 attacks. They are hitting on 4s.
They are.
There you go. You can't change the past. So I've hit twice.
You're wounded on 4s. You can still do this.
On 4s, so it could happen.
There's a wound.
Only wounded once.
So 6 needed here. Doesn't get it.
Okay, so
he's
2 more damage. So he's on 1. Right.
Squeezing through.
Here we go.
Right, let's
try and pop a raider, shall we? So the Sanguinary Guard over here, we won't forget the extra attack this time. So they're 4 attacks each, and there's 7 of them. So simple maths tells me that's 28, if anyone would like to correct me. Right, so we've added in the extra attacks for the Salt Doctrine as well. The Sanguinary Priest put them in before in the combat phase, in the command phase, sorry. So we are hitting on 2s for their special rule with the Chapter Master.
Oh yeah, of course, that's where that comes from. I was wondering about that.
So we do get to reroll 1s because of the added 9-inch range for his auras, for his Warlord trait, which is pretty handy.
A raider that is this screwed in your life?
I mean, I did roll a lot of 2s there as well, so I've dropped 1.
You dropped 1, to be fair.
I've dropped 1, so...
This is the turning point.
It is... it's... I believe they're strength 5 and I get +1 to wound.
That seems logical.
Yeah, and you're T6, aren't you?
I am, yeah, T6. So it's 4s.
Okay. 4s. We'll just re-roll that one
worries.
I've just dropped, just to make sure for the saves. Okay, that's fine. So I'll take the misses out and you can pick these up.
Nice.
It's 4s, isn't it, we said? Yeah.
It really is, yeah.
That one and that one.
Cool, so 6s, guys. They're going to happen, I believe. He made 3 of them. He's dead as all hell. Does he pop? I wouldn't mind if he popped. He doesn't.
He does not.
They never explode when I want him to. When he goes, it's D6 wounds as well. I need to remember to fly him somewhere else.
Yeah, he needs to be somewhere important. Yeah. So that raider's gone. We're just into the raider down here now.
Lovely, yeah.
So I will just check the Chapter Master's attacks just to make sure we get him right.
Yeah, he's like, hold on.
Right, so we go with the Chapter Master first, who's in here, into the raider, because he doesn't usually get a chance to kill stuff, so we'll set him loose. He gets 5 attacks base, and they're hitting on 2s. I've got 1.
Oh, have you added your charging and...
Yeah, so he gets 4 attack base.
Oh, yeah, okay,
extra,
cool.
Yeah. It is strength 7 against toughness 6, and I get a +1 to wound. Yeah, so 2s here, so they all go through. It is -3.
If I don't get a 6, he can do this himself. Oh, he does 9 wounds to it.
Yeah.
He's absolutely wrecked it, but it's still just hanging in there.
So the Blade Guard are going next.
He looks to them a bit embarrassed, like, go on then.
Go on.
Fine.
Chip him off. So they get 4 attacks each for charging.
I'm confident that they can do this.
And you get 1 extra for having a sergeant in there.
Yeah.
So they're hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because the Chapter Master's standing next to them. So we'll take the 2s out. Those are the 2s, re-rolling the 1s here, so the 2s go out. They have a pretty nifty power sword of some form.
Yep.
So it's going to be wounding on, I imagine, 2s because of my +1, but we'll double check. It is wounding on strength 5, so it'll be wounding on 3s.
Lovely. So here we go. I just need to get 6s on all of these. Nah, he's gone. Does he
explode?
I'd quite like him to pop.
Oh, look at this.
That's gonna. It might hurt some of my own people, to be fair. Let's have a look.
Yeah, there you are.
Just so 6 inches away. No, we've positioned perfectly. Go on, let's get him from here. I think probably just out.
The other guy will be in though.
Oh, no, I think he is in. I'm going to call him in.
Yeah, that's fine.
So it's just going to be... In fact,
I'm pretty sure that guy will be in.
I'll go and check from the other side.
That's fine.
This would be quite tasty if I can pop some Sangard with him. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be.
It's going to be the Chapter Master, the Blade Guard, and both Sangard.
Yeah.
Do I roll them? I can't remember.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
So Chapter D3 mortals. So Chapter Master. 1.
Yeah.
Blade Guard. 2.
Yeah.
Sangard here. 2.
Yeah.
Sangard on the other side. 1.
Okay.
So I did kill another Sangard.
Yeah.
Starting to chip away at him.
So there's one on one wound down here. Was that the one? The last one you rolled was a 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry, I pointed at them for the 2
sorry,
there. So it was the 2 there
right, yeah.
and the 1 up there.
Yeah, so he's on 1 at the back there.
Yeah, lovely.
Chapter Master took 1, so we'll take another one off here. So it doesn't matter where he's coming from. Oh, actually, I'll take the one that's not on the objective.
Yeah.
The Blade Guard took 2, which puts 1 down on 1.
Yep. Trueborn in the transport over here. We'll need to see if they survive.
Yep.
I was toying with Desperate Breakouting them onto the objective, but I've lost this one over here now, so there's no point trying to squeeze some primary points. So I shall just take the ones to die, and I lose one of them.
Cool.
And they will just fall out in this gap here.
Yeah, no worries.
Just check they're all
Yeah, that's
kosher.
fine, yeah.
Looks okay.
Oh, did we take down the primaries at the start of that turn?
Yeah, so it was a 5 primary for you,
yeah,
because
yeah,
you
got
held
2.
2.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which is more than what I'm going to hold. And then that raider is dead, so that can go.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to my very limited anti-tank. And then the Tantalus hits back.
Yeah.
He's only got 2
Yeah,
attacks now because
he's
you've
out.
whacked him basically down to the grave. But he still hits on 3s. He's got his Blackheart reroll. He misses like a numpty. He's strength 7, so he's wounding on a 3.
Yeah.
Does get a wound on.
Yeah.
And with does he have Blade Artist? Let me just check.
Yeah, no
'cause
worries.
that might be AP3. Go on, give him Blade Artist. Why not? It doesn't look like it gets Blade Artist. No, fair enough. So it's AP2.
AP2, so it's a
damage.
4-up save.
Go on.
So it's fine,
you know,
thankfully.
I wanted him to eat another Sangard.
Yeah.
Too much to ask for. Okay.
So that's the end of my turn.
Yeah, and just check if you want to consolidate anything at all.
Yeah, so I'll just have a quick look over here. I definitely won't in the middle.
Yeah.
And the only thing I will do is I'll consolidate them 3, but onto the edge of the objective, so
no
they
worries.
can move closer, and then sorry, I've budged him, so he can come around here like that. So now they're all touching at least. So
Wonderful.
Carrier's wound with him. There's a
Nice.
I think that's. There we go. Cool. They're all fine there. They're all fine there. So cool. Yeah.
Lovely.
3 points.
Yes. It'll be full engage for you.
Yeah.
For 3. Because you're in. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
all
in,
4,
you're in
yeah.
all 4. You're fine.
Then my data was here in this quarter this time.
Yes, and it was them doing
Yeah,
that,
it was
wasn't it?
them
So you've
doing
got
that,
another
yeah.
scrambler down, so you've done 2 of your scramblers so far. That means you're now on 4 points for
Yeah,
that.
for the scramblers.
For Oaths, you've killed a vehicle, so you get 2 already.
Yeah, because I killed 2 of the raiders.
And then
yeah.
you've just got a not fall back, and they've got to stay alive
in the middle. Yeah.
In total in secondaries.
So Oaths at the end of this turn.
Yeah, there's
So
a few
it'll
bits we
be-
need to wrap up at the end, but essentially, you've already scored. This was a 10 secondary turn already,
Yeah.
plus 5 for your primary.
Yeah.
It's just because it's got the old scramblers in here. I'm just having to put them in. I'm just tracking how many we've
many,
actually
yeah,
put
yeah,
down,
that's
and
fine,
we'll do
yeah.
the points at the end.
Yeah, no worries. So 10 secondary so far, 5 for primary.
Yeah.
How many CP?
CP now got you down to 7.
Yep.
Yep, cool. Right.
And it's a
So
no
guns.
primary turn for Tom.
The only thing I just want to check just before I say it that they're gonna be in invuln range. That's all I wanted to check because it's 6
Oh,
inches.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
the bubble is 6 inches.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
to
So
make
he'll be
sure for-
protected.
yeah,
that
that's
whole,
that
whole
sort of-
stack. Does that work in melee as well as shooting?
Yeah, it's just the whole time until the
That's
next
really,
turn. Yeah,
really
yeah.
nice, that, isn't it?
Okay, back, I'm free. fresh on the scene. Back out 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 fresh on the scene.
Back out fresh on the scene.
Back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Franchise best.
Hello there. We are coming back in with some movement for the Drukhari. We've stopped it because we've got a stratagem coming in. It's one of the more infamous ones out of the new Drukhari book, and that is Eviscerating Flyby. So the Reavers, which James has very cleverly put the fight last on, are going to hunt for some easier targets in the form of Eradicators over on that side of the board, but they've flown over and winged his captain as they go. So I popped Eviscerating Flyby, hoping to do some mortal wounds to the captain to soften him up before one of my very cowardly, weedy characters goes in to finish the job. Because that's how you do it when you're a Drukhari. You finish off a wounded guy and then you cheer like you did it all yourself. That's the dream. So there's 8 left in the squad because he killed 1. We're rolling dice. We're looking for 4s for mortal wounds. Yep. Okay, so here we go. And they've done 5.
Oh. And
which wings him? That's him. Yeah, so that gets... He doesn't have any shrug or anything?
No, it's just a 2 up, 4 up, so that is him.
So they've slightly overperformed, and the Chapter Master gets done by the blades on the bikes as they fly overhead. That is nasty.
Cool, I'll remove him.
Hello guys, welcome back. It's go time here. Everything's springing. The trap is it a trap? Is it a trap if you're just sort of hiding and then trying to survive? But anyway, we're going to try and survive by killing everything. That's the plan. Going into action now with my remaining shooting. I've moved stuff out. The bikers got lucky and capped the captain on their way over with the Eviscerating Flyby. So now it's a case of trying to win some key fights across the whole front line and reclaim some objectives. Yeah. If any of these go wrong, it could be a big primary scoring turn for James. So I really need things to go right. We're going to start with the Tantalus. He's literally just going to chuck a load of shots into the Sanguinary Guard down here because I just want them to go and reduce some threats. So he's hitting on 5s now because he's very crocked. Still does all right.
Not too bad.
5 hits. We are wounding on 2s with the big nasty guns.
Yeah.
He has done 5 wounds.
Not bad
AP
at all.
3.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That's fine, thank you.
2.
So it's a 5 up save. So I make 1.
Ooh.
So 4 of them are gone there, which
Yes.
is pretty tasty.
That is very tasty shooting.
Yeah.
And then
So we'll take 4 off.
the Mandrakes that have moved into the centre there are going to fire all of their mortal wound shots. Now, I think it probably makes sense. Mandrakes are here. I think because there's invuns and stuff and the Blade Guard are quite tanky, I will fire all of their shots at the Blade Guard. So they're hitting on 3s. Hit quite nicely. This is strength 4. You're toughness 4, aren't you, still with these?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Yeah, so it's 6s to wound do mortals, and these are strength 4 AP 1.
Okay.
So a couple of mortal wounds.
Yeah, nice.
And then that is 4 saves at AP 1.
Okay, so they have a 2 up, so it goes to 3. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Oh!
So I failed 3 of them, 1 damage, I assume.
Yeah, so there was a chap wounded.
Yeah, so he'll die to a mortal.
Yeah, then 1 mortal.
Which then puts 1 on 2 wounds, which kills another one.
And then
1 takes away, yeah, so that's fine, yeah. So 1's on 2 wounds and 2 are dead.
So, ouch. And then
that gentleman is gone.
What we will then do is fire the Reavers. And I think the Reavers are going to put everything into the Assault Intercessors.
Yep.
Because I hate them.
No worries.
So we'll do the...
what strength are they shooting with?
That is a good question. We've got some Heat Lancers in there, which is strength 8.
Yeah.
Sort of Melter equivalent. And then it's all poison, which wounds on 4s other than that.
How many Heat Lancers have they got?
3.
I'll let it go.
Okay.
We'll let it go.
So these are boosted to Ballistic Seal 2 with the combat drug.
Yep.
So the Heat Lancers are hitting on 2s. Hit twice. Wounding on 2s. So that will kill 2. Mind you, you have your Feel No Pain, don't you? And you're in Psychic Fortress. So 2 5-up invuns.
So 2 5-up invuns. So
Makes 1.
So 1 goes through.
Never start counting chickens, guys. And it does 5 damage, so 5 6-ups.
We'll give it a whirl just in case.
Why not?
No, he's dead. He's very dead.
Okay, so 1 dies, and then the remainder, there are 5 lads. They will be in the rapid fire range. So these are hitting on 2s.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Nice.
That's quite delicious. And then we're looking for 4s. Not bad at all. So that is 5 wounds on your armour save. So 5 3-ups.
5 3-ups.
Doesn't the wound.
That's fine. 1 goes through.
Yes.
1 or 2. So it's 1 damage, is it? So I get 6
so
up,
just
no
one.
So
No.
1 takes a wound. 1 dead, 1 wound.
So 1 dead, 1 wounded from them. Not brilliant, but not terrible. Then over here, we will have the Trueborn firing all of their guns into the Sanguinary Guard.
Yeah.
Tap the top of the model.
Trueborn in here.
Yeah.
We're going to fire at the Sanguinary Guard.
Cool.
Here.
Yeah. There's no
So-
strats to use on them.
Fun guns first. We will do the Dark Lance and the 2 blasters.
Yeah.
These are hitting on 2s. All hit. Wounding on 2s. All wound. These will be 6s to save because you've
Yeah.
got your 2 up.
3 of them. Yeah.
So Dark Lance first. This is the heaviest damage one.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take that dark.
Yeah.
Lance over
Yeah.
from,
Loves it.
Oh,
Saves the Dark
here we
Lance.
go.
Casually just bats it off
Here
his
we go.
shoulder.
And the 2 other.
2 6s for these.
Yeah. So no,
Ooh,
they go through.
Okay, so I need to roll more than 1 here to wound them. That is 1 dead. That is another dead.
Yeah, cool. So
2
2
very
dead there,
thank
yeah.
God. And then the rest of the pack, they lost a few guys.
Yeah.
Well, they lost a guy getting out, so that means that there should be just 6 splinter rifles
Oh.
for 12 shots. Yep. So 2s. Oh my lord. Not feeling very accurate at all. Reroll 1 of them. Still a 1. Oh. Wounding on 4s. Okay, the poison's done alright.
Nice, yeah.
So 6 wounds on your armour, which is 2 up, I think,
2
for
up.
them, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is. Yeah. So let's have a little look. Loves them all. Oh, apart from drop 1 actually.
Snuck
That's a
1
lie.
wound through.
So 1's on a wound. So you've
Okay.
got 1 dead and 1 on a wound.
Yeah, 1 dead, 1 on a wound, and then the Phantasm Launcher fires 3 shots.
Yeah.
I've already had my reroll because I'm an idiot, so I missed with that. What's the leadership on a Sangard, though?
I'll double check. I think it'll be a 7. It might be an 8, but I will triple check. I'll be surprised if it wasn't an 8 based on the fact that leadership 8, yeah.
Leadership 8, so we need to beat 8 here. That is 1 mortal
No.
wound. Not a second, though.
Right, okay, so that's another 1 dead because
So
1 was
2
already
down.
on a wound. Yeah. On a
Okay,
wound.
and that's the Cabalite shot, and
Yeah.
then the Hellions
there.
are just going to fire
Yeah, we're moving at the
their
end, yeah.
guns over there as well. They've got 12 shots. They're hitting on 3s.
Yeah.
Wounding on 4s, and then it'll just be on your armour.
Yeah,
so
no
not,
worries.
not expecting much here. That is 5 more on your armour
Cool.
save. Let's see if we can plink another wound off them.
Right, so on 2s.
Nah, they
no,
love
gone.
it.
Right.
All of the poison just bounces off them. And then over on this side, this Raider advanced,
Yep.
so he's just going to fire his Phantasm Launcher at them.
Okay, yeah.
1 shot, which hits. Doesn't do a mortal wound.
Cool.
Boo.
Okay, I'll remove the Sangard.
Yeah, it is now the charge phase. And we basically just have to get stuck in
Yeah.
and try and make some trouble. So to start things off, I'm going to charge the witches here into the Blade Guard there.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to Overwatch.
They're in
Nice,
with an
yeah,
8.
they're in.
Now, do I want to get closer to you? I don't really. No, because there's some horrible hammermen just up the road that I'm quite worried about. And the Blade Guard aren't OBSEC, are they?
No, they're not. No.
No. Okay. And the Archon will go in on them. So he's just booping into here.
Yep.
And then the Mandrakes will try and join in as well. 3. I
They'll
think
probably
3
get there.
probably does get them there, but
I'm
it is.
pretty sure it does.
It's cutting it fine,
Yeah.
but they're okay. They just nudge round to there. The Witches are going to charge this last
yeah,
Sangard
that's
hit.
fine. Go for it. Yep.
They're in. I may charge them just to see if they can get them
Yeah,
moving.
that's fine. Yeah.
Looks like they would need probably an 8.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nope. So they're
Okay.
staying where they are. What's going to happen here is the Raider
Yeah.
is going to charge the bikes and them.
Yeah, cool.
I'm confident he can
Oh,
do that with a
that'll do it,
5,
yeah.
so he's just parking like that. And then the Incubi will go into the
Yeah,
bikers
cool.
without having to worry about Overwatch. They can't get very far. Now, it gets a bit fruitier on this side. So, I think the Hellions will go into the Sangard on this side.
Yeah, I'm not going to Overwatch them. They're in, lovely.
Big fat 10.
Yeah. It's going to be tricky. There's a lot of damage done. I think if the dice rolling goes well in the after the charge phase, I think I'm in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I think it's a painful one by the look
Yeah.
of it. And it was just because a couple of those transports didn't pop.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, the gamble you take.
And then Succubus will go in on them as well. Needing about a 4.
Yeah.
Getting in on a 5.
Just got the bikes.
Yeah, so it's just the bikes. Now you can intervene in with stuff, can't you?
Yeah.
So I kind of need to think about that. Librarians aren't that scary in combat, are they?
No, nor's the priest.
Is he not that bad either? Okay. I think just for the sake, I've got so far without failing a charge and having to use any CP, so I will just go after the Arads. I think. I think this turn that's all that will be.
Cool.
All that will be happening.
There's no point in Overwatch move.
11. Yeah, wonderful. So the Succubus is where I will start because she's really good.
Yeah.
I want to see how she gets on with the Vanguard. So she comes in at a cool.
Where she is.
She's over here, engaging in the melee here. She comes in at a cool 10 attacks.
Nice.
And it's the Triptych Wit Precision Blows combo, guys, which you'll have seen around quite a lot by now. I think the crate, they fixed the Razor Flails one, so I expect more people will use this now. This is hitting on 2s, and 6s do 2 mortal
The
wounds.
Vanguard are -1 to hit in combat.
Vanguard are -1 to hit, so she's hitting on 3s, and 6s do 2 mortal wounds. So that's very nice, so here we go. She doesn't do a single one, and she misses with loads. Oh no! And then the whip itself wounds on 2s.
Yeah.
So she
Nice.
has done 5 wounds, I believe. Let me just check the AP
Yeah,
on
that's
it.
fine. I'll get them out.
Just check the AP on it, but the Vanguard are like, nah, no fancy pants relic for me, thank you very much, you can go away. And then the whip itself is AP3.
Okay,
Flat
so they're
2.
on a 5.
So 5 ups.
So I made
Let's do
2
save
of them,
2,
so 3 go down.
3 go down.
So there's 1 left over there.
Got one fella left. And it's just whether you want to interrupt anywhere.
I certainly won't over there or there. I think the only place really worth interrupting is with the Blade Guard to try and chop down as many as possible. I mean, it's that Drukhari over there. I mean, he is going to do some serious damage. Right, so I'm going to intervene with the Blade Guard. I've got some CP to burn, so I may as well give it a whirl. So they'll get 3 attacks base. There's unfortunately only 2 of them left. They'll get an extra for being charged.
And an extra one on the Sarge.
And the extra one on the Sergeant.
Cool. Who are you going to attack?
Both units obsec.
No, so the Witches are obsec.
Yeah,
They've got the 4-up invuln in melee, so they're a bit annoying to try and kill. The Archon's obviously just a character, and the Mandrakes are probably the most fragile, but they're not the obsec, so it's a tricky one.
I feel that I need to chop because they've got a 2-up save, a 4-up invuln, so the AP doesn't really matter. So it's the amount of attacks. What's pushing out the most attacks over here?
The most attacks?
Yeah.
I mean, the Archon is the most likely to hurt them with the damage 3. The Witches just have loads and loads of attacks, so it's just weight of attacks with the Witches.
I think we'll go into the... what's the Archon? Is he a 4-up invuln as well, is he?
So the Archon has a really annoying... It's the 2-up until you fail it. I don't know if you encountered that. So it's an 2-up invuln until I roll a 1 and I can't re-roll it, and then it fails.
I think we'll go into the Witches.
Yep, sure.
I'll put them all into the Witches.
Okay.
So it's hitting on 3s. So I'll drop 2. I'll drop 3.
Swords are strength.
It's going to be strength 5, I believe.
So
I think
3's
it's
to
plus
win.
1 for the sword. I get...
2's to win, yeah.
2's to win.
That is 5 wounds.
Yeah.
Cool, so these are 5 wounds. Curse Blade bounce mortals on 6s to save.
Yeah.
So they do
there's
1 mortal wound,
Yeah.
and you kill a witch.
Cool. And over to you.
Okay, so we will do... let's do the Incubi on these bikers.
Incubi
Incubi
onto
here,
the bikers.
going at the attack bikes here. So they're hitting on 2s. And they are strength 5, they're winning on 4s, I think.
Yeah.
So that is 8 at AP3, so 6 ups.
6s, yeah. So I'll say 3 of them.
Okay. I think that still picks them up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's what
'cause
damage.
2 damage each.
2 damage,
Yeah.
so that kills the first one and that kills the second one,
okay.
yeah.
And then the Raider will just have a go at these lads here. So
Yeah,
he's
that's
3s
fine.
with his 3 attacks. Rerolling 1 with Black Heart, still misses. Wounding on 4s. Nothing.
Cool.
So the Raiders just bounced.
Yeah.
The Witches are just going to try and get this fella.
Yeah.
Won't be able to get in with all of them.
Happy to pick him up, I think.
You think he's gone?
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
wounds with that
No
amount
problem,
of attack,
okay.
so happy to pick him up.
And then we will do Archon on the Blade Guard.
Yeah.
He might take a mortal wound for using his magic sword. He doesn't. Hitting on 2s.
Yeah.
Hits 5 times. Comes in at strength 5, so he's wounding on 3s. So he wounds you 4 times. These are AP3, so these are flat damage 3. These are on your 4-up.
Right, so they're on the 4-up invuln. So I failed 2 of them, and they're flat damage 3.
Yes.
So that's them gone.
Okay. And then it is the Reavers into... Did you want to intervene over here, or were you happy not?
I'll slap them just because, based on the fact that they might chip one off, I suppose. What's their sort of... Are they vicious in melee, are they?
They're not bad in melee. Yeah, sorry, it was just whether you wanted the character to go in to hit them or not.
I can slap first with the Eradicators because they fight last, aren't they?
You were absolutely right, yeah.
Yeah.
And anyone intervening would also go before
Yeah,
they
so
went.
okay, so we'll go... Well, I'll go with the Blade Guard. I'll just slap them with the Blade, because the character's going to do nothing. He's
Oh, sure,
not
okay. So
even.
just slap them with the Erads.
So they're 2 attacks base, they get 1 extra for being charged. They're going to be hitting on 3s. Drop 2, not bad. It's going to be strength 4 because they're just going to be punching people with their guns.
So you're wounding on 3s because you've got your +1.
Yep, so just
So
the 1
that's
drop.
6 4-ups. That is another dead Reaver.
Yep, cool.
Nice. And then the ones that can will have a go at the Irads, and I make that to be 6 of them, I think. I think the one at the back.
Are they hitting with poison weapons, are they?
No, they're not. So
what's the strength of their weapons?
They are AP 1, strength 4. So they're quite a good candidate for your...
Are they 1 damage, are they?
Yeah, they're 1 damage.
So I'll do
yeah.
the strat for the Gravis Armour, which gives me an extra save when being attacked by a 1 damage weapon.
Lovely. So these are hitting... We're in turn 2. These are hitting on 3s.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful your head, Tom.
Oops, sorry. And
T5.
T5s, these are winning on 5s. So we have 3 at AP2, and you add 1 to your save anyway, don't you?
Yeah.
Like that. So it's all... So it'll be 3 ups for them, 2 ups for them.
Yep.
Lovely.
Cool. So I'll do the 2 ups first.
Lovely.
2 ups, they're
All fine.
And 3 ups, drop 1.
Okay.
So 1 loses a wound.
Nice. Oh, Hellion's on the last.
Yeah, that's fine. Do you want to pick him up? Because
We think
there's
he's
only-
not making it.
Yeah,
So
he's not
They're
making
2 damage weapons.
Yeah,
so-
he's not seeing the day out.
And the Succubus can consolidate 6 inches in any direction, so I guess all she would do in this instance probably is just booping and hiding behind the Hellions. So you now get to hit back with your Incursors.
The
over there.
Incursors, yeah, so they 2 each. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 for the Sergeant. Right, so the Incursors now get to hit the Raider back over here. They are hitting on 3s. Not too bad.
Wounding on 4s.
Yeah, it'll be wounding on 4s. That's not a bad roll at all.
So that is 6 wounds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I do have
And
an
they're
AP.
AP 1,
Pip of
aren't
AP,
they?
yeah, they are.
AP 1, so these are 5 ups. He's done 5 wounds to him. The Raider
Yeah,
is on.
stabbed 5.
They're just absolutely cutting the boat
Yeah.
to bits. Lovely. Okay.
Right, here we are, Blood Angels turn 3. We've got to Assault Doctrine with minimal things left. The Death Company have jumped forward. The Librarian has also jumped over, reason being he gives OBSEC and then takes OBSEC away from enemy units, so that'd be quite good. Hoping to get Null Zone off, couple of buffs, send the Death Company into everything and see what we can mash up. Everything else has stayed still. The Incursors could charge into the bikes over here as well, and hopefully the Intercessor, sorry, could charge into the bikes over here as well. But I want to stay on that objective. I'm conscious about the primary game as well, with my lack of ability now to score too many more on the secondaries. So that is the very short movement phase. In the command phase, the Sanguinary Priest healed a Eradicator and brought back an Assault Intercessor. That would cost me a CP, so we'll have to mark myself down 1 on that. Yeah, so I spent a CP on that. Going into the Psychic phase, the Librarian who's over here is going to cast Veil of Time, and he's going to cast Null Zone. So he's going to cast Veil of Time on the Death Company because they're just there. Null Zone's really the one I want to get off because... You know, I'm not too fussed if you interrupt with the bike. So we'll go with Veil of Time first, which is a 6. That doesn't go off, that's fine. I'm not going to re-roll that because I need Null Zone to go off. So Null Zone is a 7. Obviously, it's a bit of a better power, really. So that goes off on a 10. Lovely. So that's very off.
It's very, very bad news for the Drukhari in the middle there because they all basically rely on invulns to stay alive.
Yeah, so the invulns are gone, which is handy. That's all of the psychic phase. So we can go straight into the shooting phase. There's a bit of incidental shooting, so we'll get that done. So the assault intercessors have got their bolt pistols. So they are actually going to fire into this unit here.
Sure, yeah.
Let me just check they are all in range. Yes, they are all in range. That's fine. So they get a shot each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're hitting on 3s. Not bad at all. Drop 1.
3s to wound.
Yep. 3s to wound. 1 dropped. So they are
AP1, aren't they?
AP1, yes they are.
Straight
So
up kill 4 of them.
4 go through.
No save now with null
That's
zone
fine.
active, so the witches are going to start dying very quickly.
Yeah. Who else have we got here? The bolt pistol from the librarian. We might as well send them all in, so they'll go into the witches as well. So the bolt pistol from the librarian. That hits. Wounds on a 3. It wounds. And that
Another
will.
one down.
Yep. There is one chainsword guy in the Death Company who does have a bolt pistol as well, so we'll pop that into them as well. So that hits. Does it wound? It does not wound, that's fine. I'm pretty sure that's the epic shooting phase. Oh, I got the whirlwind, of course, actually.
You do.
So now the thing to consider with the whirlwind is that the Archon can give a fight last, you said, didn't you?
Yes, he
So
can.
Veil of Time hasn't gone off, so I think really I'd need to suppression fire, as long as he doesn't get into combat, but he can heroically intervene. So I think what I'd need to do is I could probably chip away at the witches, but I could probably kill the 4 of them with 2d6 shots if I got lucky.
Yeah, you absolutely could.
Have a little think. I think we'll come back in a second. I'll have a little think quickly.
Okay.
Right, so I had a bit of a deliberation. The whirlwind's going to shoot into the mandrakes.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a CP for suppression fire just to make sure that they do fight last. So it's 2d6 shots for a 6, which is not too bad. 2, 4, 6. There we go. Look at that. Hitting on 4s because they're -1 to hit.
Loves it.
There we go. So they're suppressed. So they
Strength on the gun.
strength 6.
6, you're winning on 2s.
Winning on 2s. There is no AP to this at the moment, so they all go through.
So that is 5. They've got no invuln because you've taken it away.
Yeah.
I don't know what their armor save is.
No, no one knows
No
about the
one
invuln.
knows. Let's have a look. 7. So was that 4 of them? 5.
5 of them. It all went through.
Wiped.
So they're kaput.
Complete squad of mandrake.
Lovely. So I'll spend that
Completely and
CP,
utterly
which is
obliterated.
irrelevant. Okay.
Nice.
That's the last of the shooting. So the shooting phase is now done. We'll go straight into the charge phase because that is also a fairly minimal phase. So the librarian is going to charge the Archon. So he needs a very minimal charge, and
Easy
that's
all day long.
plenty of it. The Death Company are going to charge into the witches because I'm banking on the librarian killing the Archon. So I might as well make it interesting. So they're in as well.
Both.
Cool. The only other thing I need to consider is the assault intercessors could sort of touch into the bikes here as well.
Yeah. So that's probably quite good, right? If you can clean the bikes up.
Yeah, I could pop the assault intercessors in and sort of chain them back a bit so they don't all fight, but I still hold the objective with them as well.
Yes.
So we'll go for the assault intercessors into the bikes as well. They're going to be in, so that's absolutely fine. So that's an 8 on the charge with my +1. So that's all the charging done. Move in and we'll come back to the combat phase.
Hi everybody, I've just been charged into and I'm quite afraid. The Archon will make the librarian fight last with his warlord trait, but the Louis is going to swing at an Archon with no invuln, so whatever happens, it's going to hurt over there.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd be tempted to interrupt with probably is the bikes.
Yeah.
So just factor that into your thinking. I don't
Yeah,
think
of course, that's
I don't think
fine.
I'll interrupt anywhere else, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, so in terms of the attacks first, I think I'd have to say that the witches probably won't do too much if I went with the assault intercessors first. So we'll go with the assault intercessors first and we'll see what sort of miracles they can perform, hopefully. So they're getting 3 attacks. How many have we got there? 6, haven't we? Yeah, +1 to wound.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we're back in the room. So the assault intercessors have got a cup full of dice going into the bikes. So they're hitting on 3s. So there's a cocked one
You
there.
can see there in his cup is actually just a shed load of dice.
Yeah.
He just pours out whenever a Blood Angels unit charges.
So we'll pull them out. Unfortunately, Chapter Master got bonked on the head, so there's no re-rolling ones. He really got.
He really ate it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was unbelievable.
So obviously the Assault Intercessors are quite good because they get a bucket load of attacks and they can fight again if at the end of the turn if you wanted to play.
Yeah, they make sense.
So going in Assault Doctrine +1 to wound, so it's wounding on 3s. So we've dropped a couple. There we go. Right, so this is at -2 now because they get -1 ordinarily.
Now, what's the range of Null Zone?
Null Zone, I believe, is 6 inches. So I think they're fine. They're going to be.
Okay.
They're going to be all
yeah,
right.
But it's turn 3, so I still have a 5 up. So it's still only 6s to save these. So I think, unless I roll.
In the way, Tom.
Oh, my head's in the way. It's not going to change much. I think that is a very. How many is that? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dead. And there's 7 there. They've
so
completely obliterated.
that is the power of Assault Intercessors, especially in Assault Doctrine for the Blood Angels. So
look how powerful this recently released kit is.
I know, who would have thought?
It's really good. It's so much better than all those other kits that just died.
you run a 10-man unit of them getting 5 attacks. You're actually pulling out 100 attacks fighting twice, which is absolutely obscene.
They are delightful.
So.
So my bikers are now in many pieces. The Chapter Master has been avenged.
So that's sorted there. So the other unit that charge in are the Death Company, which we'll get to fight. So they're going into the Witches.
I'm not interrupting. I think
that's absolutely fine. Yeah. So they get 2 attacks base, 1 for being Death Company, 1 for charging, 1 for being really angry. So they get 5 attacks each, and the Chainsword guy who's in there gets 1. So we'll roll him separately afterwards. So there's 5 Thunder Hammers. So there's 1 guy, 2 guys. 3 guys, 4 guys, and 5. So the Thunderhammers first, so they'll be hitting on 4s because there's no buffs I can get off to make them any better. We've got 1 stuck.
Still swinging really there. That's amazing.
So that went quite well.
Yeah. Now they're already wounding on 2s, so they're wounding on 1s.
Yeah, also, right. Yeah, they're wounding on Ultra 2s.
Yeah, Ultra 2s. And every 2 is just a dead witch because they've got no invuln.
So I've dropped a couple. So I've dropped 4 there, so yeah, that's gone.
Every single one of them to death.
So the Chainsaw guy didn't get a swing, so the only thing now is really, tactically I probably should have charged both just so that the Archon, you know, would have got slapped first for something else, because really it was a bit overkill on the Witches, and the Chainsword guy didn't even get to attack, so the Chainsword guy could have just gone into the Archon with no invuln.
Yeah.
So it's the Archon who gets to...
Yeah, so the Archon will now get to fight against the Libby.
Yeah.
Does he take a mortal wound for using his sword? No, he doesn't. And he's hitting on 2s.
Yeah.
And he misses twice, as he usually does. He's wounding on 3s with this. So that is 1. Does the Libby have an invuln at all? Oh, he wouldn't anyway with null zone.
No, he would not. No, he's null zoned himself. So,
so there is 1 that goes straight through for 3.
Yeah.
And these are 3 at AP 3.
Whoa.
Flat 3.
So we're going to need a few to save him. He's toast. He's toasted himself.
Does he have anything to say about that?
I don't think he does.
Is he not going to fight on death? Not tempted?
No.
Not tempted.
I think I can, but I need to double check the wording of the stratagem.
Yeah.
I think there's he can fight on death, but I'm not sure if it has to be a specific key word that he needs. So I'll double check.
We'll double check.
And if he can,
that's a generic Marines one. I think because he's not fought, I think he can.
I think he.
So I think he can essentially just whop the Archon as he goes
Darren,
down.
do you know the wording at all?
I'm not a Marine player.
Let's have a look.
Let's have a little look.
I'm pretty sure it's Codex Marines one.
Yeah.
It's Codex right behind you.
So I've got it on here. I'm in.
I'm pretty sure it's when a character.
I'm pretty sure.
When a character who hasn't fought dies. Just check.
Here we go. So we're spending 2 CP to fight on death just to chip the Archon off. So he gets 3 attacks, the Librarian. He gets 1 extra for charging, 1 for being in the Assault Doctrine. So he gets 5 attacks, and we're hitting on 3s. So he's fluff 2, and we are now strength 7.
Wounding on 2s.
Wounding on 2s. So
wounds.
3 have gone through. It is -2 because of the Assault Doctrine.
Which I think goes directly through.
Oh, apologies. It's not. It's mine. It is -2. Yes,
so
it's -2.
it goes directly through. You've
Okay,
got 5 wounds. You've got D3 damage.
D3 damage. So
here we go.
Here we go.
That's 2.
There's 2.
There's 2 more.
There's 2.
He's done it. He's home.
Yeah, he's home.
Absolutely. Basically, baseball bats back over the building and says good night.
So the only other bit of combat to round up is down here.
Yeah.
The
I
Intercessor.
get
So you get to hit
Come
first.
on, here we go. He hits. I think he hits all 3.
Yeah.
He's strength. Oh, actually, have you bracketed?
He's on 5 wounds.
He's on 5. That might be.
Yeah.
He might have lost an attack.
And then I get some chance to stab
Horrible
some more
man.
holes in with the combat blades.
Right, let's have a look at him. Where's the razors at? There we go. Yeah, I was ahead of myself. He's on D3 attacks now.
Okay,
so
yeah,
number
go
of
on.
attacks is 2.
Yep.
He's hitting on 3s. Blackheart reroll. Hits twice.
Yep.
Wounding on 4s. He does do 2 wounds. 1
Yep.
at AP2, 1 at AP1.
Okay, so AP2 is on a 5. So he loves it. And I'll roll that dice again, shall I?
Yeah,
and on a
do it.
4.
The bug does wounds.
What damage are his wound, is it?
one,
Yeah, so that's that.
Just gives one of them a paper cut.
Right, so we haven't charged, so we don't get the bonuses for that in this round. So they have got 2 attacks each, so there are 5 of them. So it'll be 10 and 1 for the sergeant.
You still get Savage Echoes, right? Or do you need to charge for that?
Charge or has been charged
Right,
already
okay,
into the
yeah, no,
NJ2.
okay.
6, 8, and 10. And the 1 for the sergeant. I'm not even sure I get the bonuses for. I think you have to get the charging bonus to get
okay.
1 to wound as well. So hitting on 3s, and it will be this time wounding on 5s,
Yes.
5s and 6s. So 1 goes through. That's minus
it's a lot
2 this
harder.
time.
Saves
There
it as
we
well
go.
to
Cool.
add insult to injury. Okay.
And there we are. So that's the end of the combat phase, and it is the end of the turn. We'll have a little look going into Drukhari turn 3, tot up the points, and we'll have a little chat about it.
Hi guys, welcome back. We're going into turn 3 for the Drukhari. James is going to score at least 3 for O's of Moment because he hasn't fallen back and he's killed a character, so he's looking good on that front. The secondary game is the issue for James at this point.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell him on?
Yeah, so obviously with the things that could redeploy your jump pack units where you can pick them up and pop them back down. But obviously I need the Death Company here. I'm running out of units is the problem, which is quite often encountered playing Drukhari as a Marine player. The Phobos units can use guerrilla tactics if they fall back. I lose that Oath of Moment and then I lose the objective as well.
Yeah.
So it's not worth going after that based on the fact that I then have to make you take me off of the objective.
Yeah.
So we're leaving them there and saying, if you can take us off, there you go.
Yeah.
So I think that's the best tactic at the moment to see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. And so going into turn 3 for Drukhari, what we're going to be looking to do is, you saw there, despite taking a huge hit in turn 2, James then kicked back and killed hundreds of points worth of Drukhari. So I have to sort of do the respectful thing and chuck all my nasty melee into his nasty melee now and try and finish the job. It's whether that can happen. We've got Death Company in the middle, Assault Intercessors that need to die. It's just going to be seeing what the Drukhari can do here. But it's a big turn for the overall results. Let's see what happens. So. Hi guys, we've done our moving. The Drukhari have all continued to just spring out from holes and from behind buildings where they've been hiding, and are now going to try and sort of put down the Blood Angels and secure some objectives. So we're going to start with some shooting, which is going to be the Tantalus going after the Eradicators on that side.
Yep.
Just really want them to die. The
That's
Tantalus
fine.
is hitting on 5s.
Yeah. I won't transhuman these guys
Sure,
on this
okay.
one.
So 5s to hit. When you fire that many shots, you end up with a bit.
You end up with a few,
You end
yeah.
up with a few.
They're T5.
Yeah, and he misses with his rerolls. They're T5s. These are winning on 3s. Okay, not great. So 3 wounds at AP, 2 damage.
So I'll get a 6-up save. So I don't make them. So that's 1 guy down
And 1 on 1.
and
wound.
1 on 1 wound, yeah.
Lovely. And the Troubadour, I think, will look to fire at the same guys.
Yeah.
Now, they ignore penalties for shooting with fancy guns through things anyway.
Yeah,
because
cool.
They're very
That's
good.
fine.
So we'll do the heavy guns first on them. So these are hitting on 2s. Use the Blackheart reroll. Hits. Wounding on 3s. Okay, so these are all wound.
Yeah.
These would go through anyway.
Okay.
So we've got the Blaster. We'll kill 1.
Kill 1, yeah.
Blaster. Doesn't kill one.
2 wounds
Dart
left.
Lance will do 4 damage. And
Okay, so that's done. Yep.
And the rest of the poison shots just get wasted.
Cool.
And then witches have already used all of their fancy pants guns. The mandrakes on this side will just fire some shots at the whirlwind.
Yeah, no worries. Yep.
Hitting on 4s because they advanced. So these hit with 5.
It's going
They're
to be
wounding on
T7,
5s.
isn't it? Yeah.
So they do a single mortal wound plus 1 wound at AP 140.
Okay. He saves.
Okay,
So
lovely.
he takes a wound.
Single wound.
I'm not entirely sure how many he has. I'll have to look it up at the end of the turn.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
think
at all.
it'll be a rhino chassis of 12, I think. So I think it'd be down to 11.
He's down to 10.
10? We'll go 10. Here we go. Here's a
Nice.
wound counter.
Okay.
There we are.
And I may as well, just in case, because those assault intercessors kick like mules, I will just put the poison of the Hellions at them, just in case. On 3s,
What are we wounded on?
4s
Yeah,
here,
so
so it
it's
doesn't
not
make any
worth that.
difference. So it is 6 wounds, no AP.
No AP. So they'll be on their 3-ups. Failed 3. I have just realised actually that I do get 6 up feel no pain from the priest.
You do?
Is it 1 damage a pop?
Yes.
Yeah, it wouldn't have actually mattered for the eradicators. So
No, probably not.
he takes that wound, so that's the first one. He takes second wounds, that's 1 dead. And the
Mind
last
you,
guy.
It was quite a lot of wounds on you. Do you want to just roll their wounds in case they spike on
No,
it?
to be fair, because you rolled you got a.
There was quite a lot.
There was a lot of
There
wounds,
probably
yeah.
was enough through, but okay.
So one of them's down to 1 wound, and 1 is dead. So we'll take the front guy here, and we'll pop him onto a wound.
Okay, very nice. And then what we will do now is some charges.
Yeah.
So, charges wise, we will go Incubi into them.
Yeah, can't do anything there.
They should be okay, so they're coming in.
Mhm.
You still have some interrupt CP, don't you? So
I do, yeah.
You've got
How many
some
CP? What's my
shenanigans.
CP check? It must be
uh,
4.
4, yes.
Got enough.
Definitely have enough.
Yeah.
Witches into the Death Company. They got a 10, so they're just going to
Mhm.
roll up here.
You imperial scum. We are come to teach you a lesson.
And then Drazar will join in on them.
Yeah. Cool.
We'll go around the front.
We've come for some slaves. You monkey.
No, they are horrible. They're horrible people. Oh, the Mandrake's on the... I think it was a 7. Do you want to just check it to the world?
Yeah, yeah,
See
yeah.
how far they need to get.
Yes, 7. Yeah, I might Overwatch for some fun.
Oh, no!
Gonna do it. 2d6
I mean, he
Overwatch.
killed the whole squad last time.
We're doing it. We're going for it. Just in case I roll a
Yeah, love it.
double
Go
6.
on then, let's see it.
Here we go. 7,
shots.
2, 3, 4, 5,
This guy just loves
6,
killing
7.
Mandrakes. Here
Are
we
they
go.
-1 to hit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it
4s.
wouldn't matter for Overwatch, so 2 hits anyway.
Okay, yeah, of course it wouldn't, yeah. So 2 hits, it's, yeah, so 2 wounds.
Bastards need 5s. No, you've picked 2
There we
Mandrakes
go, we
up.
picked 2 of
This
them
thing
up.
just
There we go, we'll have a
slays
bit of
Mandrakes
fun.
all
I've got
day
enough
long.
CP to do what I need to next. It's not going to go much further.
Right, here we go. So he's going to need a 7. They love it. They're
They're
brilliant.
miles in, yeah.
Crazy. Crazy, crazy charge.
So you can get right
Yeah, they're
out,
just going to fly.
right up to there.
Fly over to there. And then over on this side,
Mhm.
we've got Succubus will go into the assault assessors.
Yeah,
That is an 8.
cool.
There we go there. Oh, that shit don't want to get intervened into. I've just got a back to them, that's very showy. Can't turn around. And then the Hellions. I think the Hellions are probably just going to charge the priests.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Get an 11. Absolutely dirty charge.
Do apologise. Tom didn't get it on the tray.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I let everyone down. I'll
Don't
roll
worry,
again.
hold on, here we go.
It's a very short charge.
There you go, there it is. It's there.
I'll roll an 11 again. Here we go.
Oh, not bad.
Still
It's,
really
it's
good.
plenty.
Okay, and so, in terms of sequencing,
The rules are on the table. It's not in the tray. It doesn't
it
count.
doesn't
Doesn't
count,
count,
is that
there you
right?
go.
Okay, well that's fine, I'll take my 8. That's all right. We need to roll against leadership with Drazar and the Incubi to see
Yeah.
if he can make things fight last.
Cool.
So they are leadership.
There'll be 8 because of the sergeant.
Cool, so need to beat 8 here on 2 dice. Don't do it. Nearly did. There was a
Yeah.
6 there, but he ran away.
They're going to be 7 over there,
They're going
Death
to be
Company.
7,
'cause
so
they're-
Drazar does make them fight last.
yeah, that's fine.
So that's
Oh,
painful for the Death Company.
Our fearless, rabble, babbling people are only leadership 7 and not
I
fearless. So
don't- well, they should absolutely be completely like leadership loads because they're
Yeah.
bonkers. So with that, I think where I will start is... Oh, it's actually quite tough, isn't it? It's quite tough.
Yeah, so I can't interrupt with the Death Company.
Can't interrupt with the Death Company, no. Hello. We are going in with the Succubus. Horrible whip Succubus, who last turn completely failed to do any mortals with her nice
So
whip.
what strength is she going to be hitting with? Because it
Poison, and it wounds on 2-up. So Transhuman would cut the 2s off that.
Yeah. And it's only 1 CP because there's 5 of them.
That's correct.
I feel that my
I know
CP...
'cause it's been vected though. So
it's been 2 CP, yeah, of course it has, yeah. I feel like it might be better spent doing that rather than... I mean, look, interrupting with them, I'm not going to do too much elsewhere.
Sure.
You're fighting first. So I'll transhuman them and
Sure.
keep them alive over there if I can. So, yeah.
Let's see how she gets on. So, looking for 6s here, guys. She gets 2. So that is 2 dead assault cessors because they take 2 mortals. She misses with those. Now she's only wounding on 4s with the whip. That's cocked, I think. So roll it again. And that is 5 wounds at AP 3.
Yeah, so they get 6s.
And these are 2 damage each.
So I saved one of them. So that's 1 guy dead. That's another guy dead. And how many mortal wounds did you do?
Oh, they're 2 damage apiece. Sorry, these.
The 2 damage. Oh, these are 2 damage apiece. Yeah, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 mortal wounds is 5. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So the Succubus takes the squad out.
Yeah.
She will then.
I'll move them out the way.
Yeah, no worries. These are hitting on 2s.
Yep.
Wounding on 3s. Okay, so a couple will go straight down because these are AP 4.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So the first one will kill the guy on 1 wound.
Yep, and then another one will drop, and then these are...
Are they 2 damage a pop, are
They are,
they?
yeah.
Yeah, so then another one will drop. Yeah.
And these are 6 ups for you.
Cool. And on 6 ups, no, that's the squad. Whoop. Cool.
And then we'll do Drazar going into the Death Company.
Yeah.
He's got Hatred Eternal, so he's the re-rolling hits and wounds. So
Yeah.
2s to hit. She hits with everything. With his own aura, he will be 2s to wound, re-rolling. Cocked. No, so that's going to be... They don't have an invuln, do they?
They got feel no pain. That's 6 up, but they haven't got...
So there's 3 that have gone straight through that are flat 3. So your 6 up feel no pains may keep them alive. You just need to roll.
Okay, so
one
it's
of them.
3 at flat 3, yeah. So the first guy is dead. The second guy is dead. And the third guy is alive on 1 wound.
Yeah.
Right, so we've lost 2, so I'll mark them down here. So there's 2 dice for him. And
one's
there's
wounded.
one's on 1 wound. So then what have we got?
3 6-ups.
3 6-ups. Is this a normal save 6-up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I fail them. And what damage are we looking at
It's
for the
the
feel no
same
pain?
thing,
Same,
it's
so
the
it's
3 damage
so I've failed 3, so we'll the next guy's dead. I'll pop a dice there so I remember how many. The next guy is dead, and there is 1 guy left. He is not left anymore.
Okay. Hi guys, welcome back. So we are going to call it at the end of 3.
Yep.
Really vicious game, lots and lots of killing,
Yeah.
lots and lots of characters dying, but ultimately just the way that the flow of the mission was going just meant the Blood Angels were trading too expensively and just were struggling against what we know is basically one of the most busted armies out there at the moment. So very much going to form in that sense. What did you think? What are your takeaways from that?
Yeah, so I think it was a very interesting game. Certainly learnt a lot from it playing Drukhari, and I think that, like we were just saying a minute ago, the deployment zone does make a big difference, especially for an assault army like mine that wants to get close. You can keep them out of range, but still sort of safe. And I think that first turn of whiffing the multi-melter to pop the transports was a big point in the game.
Yeah.
Had that gone differently, I think we probably would have gone on for another turn, if not 5 turns, which then gives me a chance to steal more points, sneak as many as possible, and then, like the units this side of the table are probably not there. Yeah. And then you've got this side, and we're sort of then facing off again against each other towards the end, which makes it more interesting.
Yeah, getting the Templars through that turn was a joke as well. Like that absolutely should have died.
Yeah,
and that was putting out a lot of hurt with its guns.
Yeah, it was.
Simply wouldn't have been.
No, it wouldn't have been. No. So it was a very good game, and it was a tough game, but certainly an interesting one. And it was a bit of a bloodbath in the middle, as we predicted.
It really was. My highlight was actually the Archon having his special field turned off, and then just getting punted by the librarian. That was
the librarian who's never been in combat or killed anything.
Just absolutely whops him. So I mean, yeah, just this. I like this Drukhari list. Obviously, the Tantalus is. I brought that to this event thinking there's going to be Marines in the in this mini event, and the Tantalus loves killing Space Marines. So it was, the list did very much what it's designed to do, and I think this was just one of those ones where as you say, when you're going up against a really strong book, you need luck early on.
Yeah, you need a little bit of luck early on. Yeah.
And it didn't come together. The Whirlwind was great.
The Whirlwind's great. It's a great unit.
Elves, cheap
trouble. Enough. Yeah, touches the whole board and can make things fly last, which is always handy. And yeah, I mean, the elite units of the Blood Angels done what they do when they get into combat, and you roll so many dice that you get through anything.
Yes.
But unfortunately, they're just a bit more expensive than the mobile, cheaper Drukhari, which can do pretty much the same back to Marines. So.
That's the thing. It's the damage output is essentially the same. The Drukhari units are cheaper. They're just as quick, and they bring obsec trickery and everything else. So it's a really tough matchup with the Blood Angels, but James gave it a really good go. And that sets us up for Death Guard versus Drukhari in the final, which is going to really sting. All my lovely 2 damage Tantalus completely wasted. So we'll be back for you soon with that game as well.
Yeah,
we'll let you know when we're going to do that. But thank you very much for watching us, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be making more. This is only our first attempt doing an event like this. We're going to keep polishing it up and getting even better, and having more fun with the list and getting a bit more experimental as well. So
absolutely,
I've really enjoyed playing James as well. So we'll be back playing each other again soon as well.